Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? As you can see, the lovely sunny weather that we've had for 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks has gone, and we have grey clouds and rain on the way today. Oh well. Today you are going to see what I thought was going to be Ross's last appearance, but there was so much footage that actually you'll probably get a bit more of Ross next week, which is kind of handy because I need to get hold of him and go and see him. We've had a failure of one of our SSDs, so the last visit of Ross, where he put on the last bits of metalwork, that's missing, and that's when I say thanks to Ross and all of that. So yeah, it would be good to go and see him. I've got a tool to give back to him, and hopefully he'll be able to say goodbye to you guys as well. He'll be back. There's many more things that I need him to do. So in this video, you're gonna see Ross and me battle the elements, but keep on keeping on. I don't think our spirits dropped too much, which is quite handy. There were some challenging moments. Certainly welding in the rain, I don't know, Ross deserves a medal for that. And obviously from last week's video, we all know that Ross does deserve his own YouTube channel. I have told him this, so maybe watch this space. Anyway, let's get on with it and see what we got on with.
In the kitchen you have a Makita 110 volt angle grinder in the kitchen in there,
Yeah.
laying on the pallet. Is it finished?
No,
Has it had its day?
no,
okay.
yeah, it's just
Oh, okay. If it was dead I was going to need the switch out.
okay. Right, she's definitely loose now then.
Loose now and not quite as cross as it was. It was very cross.
Turn the bubble stuff, but it does need to come up this end.
Okay, this need to come in a little bit, or
What's that, mate?
does this one need to come in a little bit, or is that okay, do you think?
Yeah, it does a bit, but we've had this all along.
Well, it
So
was
unless we
fighting,
take
but-
this off,
But now it's not attached, so maybe it will come in now.
we just need to tap the top over then a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just going to put my ear defenders on. Still not going to go and get a hammer.
No. That would be ridiculous to go and find the hammer, of which there is many. Oh, sorry.
Right. That's definitely clear of that now. That's better.
Will the clamp reach right to underneath the RSJ, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be flat then, wouldn't it?
We'll get the big level then, and then we'll see whether it's winning. Almost perfect. Slightly like that, but like, can you take the lead off, bud? But like, nothing really. Again, lovely.
Okay. Yeah, it's whether your timber is going to...
Yeah, that'll be okay. We just have to unscrew it,
Yeah.
push it out, and then screw it back
Put
in.
it back in again.
handheld for this. This way we can see greatness at work.
Well, at least you can see it because I can't see anything through my visor. It's all steamed up. Welding by Bereal. This is
like perfect working conditions, isn't it? Let's see if I can do that. Get the clamp out of the way. Oh, get rid of all the water off the clamp. As you said earlier, it's a homes under the hammer sort of day, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah, with a cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
A couple of animals curled up on your lap.
Possibly a ginger biscuit. Days like today, you miss Amanda Lamb, don't you? Literally have no idea. Oh, I got it. Welding by Stevie Wonder, that is.
Tea time, let's do it. Is that going to be all right in the rain, or should we just...
It's all covered, isn't it? So
We'll put the 240 volt cable under there. So when Ross welds this together, because you're putting so much heat into the bars, things kind of like move around. So this here is going up the end to spread the two legs that come off. Like, it all looks the same thing, but essentially those two cross pieces need something the same right at the end to hold it all apart. That's the plan anyway. Watch me slip off this wet roof. Good morning, buddy.
good morning.
We've had our cup of tea already. It feels like a distant memory, doesn't it?
Yes.
What's the plan for this morning?
The plan today is to get the arcs up,
Yeah.
which are the continuations of these pieces here,
Okay.
which tie the entire roof together.
Right. And what is our plan, Stan? I'll give you that.
We have this piece of steel. We're going to carve a hole into the front of it. That will then clamp up under there. The arcs will sit into that, sit onto the pre-made plates, which are sitting there drying nicely.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then weld it together.
These are the cleats that I had made up that sit up here. So we're going to pop a couple of those on here, weld it all together, then clamp them onto here, which will allow our cut ones to very gently sit on these so we can do some final adjustments. Everything's icy, it makes it quite dicey, but we need to continue to work. It actually does need just a gnat's chuff more. Just got enough left on that blade.
skip. Whoa! Bollocks!
Sunshine.
Lovely. So I'm going to make a suggestion.
Yes.
My suggestion is we're going to put it in here to start with.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of where it should be aiming for, isn't it?
Yes. And then we can just scribe it, yeah?
Yeah, so we need to Because if,
Well-
if it was the tube, that's where it would be going. So,
Yeah, well, you almost want it to be like that, don't you?
okay,
Like-
yeah,
like
you can. What we need to do though is we need to put our angle lines across in some way, shape or form, don't we? And decide where this is going to go, you know?
Yep, yep, I agree. Well, at the moment, we've got one there, so that
Yes.
gives you some idea of how far away we are.
So we're
So-
low then, aren't we? Because we need to be up here, don't we?
Yeah,
Which we can do up. Up is easy.
Something like that.
Do we want our angle line needs to land on this, doesn't it? On the outside of this, so it's not on top of this, yeah?
That's, well,
That's the
ideally, like on the side,
Yeah.
slightly, which means if we take the whole thing up,
We'll gain that.
because we would ideally want to put something welded. Oh no,
Yeah.
we're going to use those things.
Yeah, so we'll make
So we don't have to worry
we'll
about
make
welding.
something that bolts to this on the
Yes.
outside of this
Yeah,
to
yeah,
pick the
yeah.
angle line up. So we
Yeah.
don't actually need to worry about that because we can make a thing. So this will be welded in place. You'll put your OSB down the outside,
Yeah.
and as long as we can make something that bolts on here that picks that up,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter where these go, to be fair, does it?
I'm just going to stand back and take a look.
Yeah.
If I do that,
Yeah, that's better.
yeah, that
Yeah.
looks better. And then you could then go into the, oh no, because you've got to be within here, haven't you?
Well, what we could do then, let me just clamp that to there for a minute. Oh, it's not accurate or rocket science, but okay, that's on there. So what we could do, if we scribe this off and this sat under this tube,
Then that
the
bit would
bit
go
that
up.
comes off will go in there
Yeah.
and it'll make a continuation all the way through, won't it?
That's magic.
That would look quite impressive as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would look pretty good. We need to make a decision on what we're doing
Yeah.
with how we're going to glue these on, right?
Yeah.
That's the, because we talked about,
So we could have,
we talked about cutting them in half, didn't we? Yeah.
yeah,
So
we
just
could have that bit.
whip that in half like that,
Yeah.
and then yeah, they would be then just welded on.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it like there's no way of doing it, but let's just pretend that's like that,
Yeah.
right? So
Well, you can't weld them to this because you want to drop your OSB sheet down the outside of this, don't you?
oh no, but that's okay. That's genuinely that's
Well, you
just,
just cut a
me
little-
having to just do a bit of cutting. That's
Right.
that's absolutely fine.
So we could cut these in half
Yep.
and weld down that face, so you've got the two. Well, you don't need the bolt holes because we're not bolting, are we?
We're not bolting anymore. No.
No, so
no.
we can literally just make some triangles and, and not use those because we want to use those on the top, don't
Yes.
we? Okay, you got it?
She's mine. Right then, folks. We are going to make a cut here, and we're going to make a cut there. And we're going to then take it upstairs, aren't we, Ross? And we're going
are.
to then put it back in, make sure that we're happy with it, and then this will become our jig.
Right, so that actually goes there. So there, doesn't it? Like that, yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, that's got it.
It's a little bit spun, but that doesn't matter. All we're doing is here to check it, right?
Yeah, we're just
Right.
making sure, isn't it?
Lovely, mate. There we go.
Yeah.
Right, should we put the kettle on and some lunch?
I think so, don't you? I think that's a kind of lunchtime thing, isn't it?
Tea time. Let's go. Right, Ross, tell the good people at home, what are we doing?
We're getting our thing back out again, our former that we made.
We made a jig, didn't we? And yeah, it's on here.
And it's coming back out again.
Yeah, we thought we had troubles getting the company to kind of comprehend what we were after, so we made this, and then we found out they make them in the south of France. So we thought it was a folly. We've been calling it the folly, but now that we've changed the height of the insulation, well, we put the insulation on top of the roof sheets, so that's 250 millimeters. The length of the roof sheet will change, obviously. So we are going to take this, put it back up and bolt it or clamp it to the roof, and we're going to see exactly how far down this is here. This represents the end of the roof sheet, so the walls will be here. So if we've got enough room to get the insulation build up on the outside of the walls and the guttering, happy days. If not, then they need to be longer. The only problem is I've signed the Devi and I've made the order. Yeah, so hopefully they haven't started making it yet, and hopefully I'm not a gigantic pain in the backside to them. I think I might be, but yeah. All because the spray foam insulation on the inside was going to be 12.5 grand, which is just ridiculous. So we had to come up with a different solution. But changing the specification halfway through a build, what does that lead us?
Leaves us moving stuff like this again. They're not getting any lighter.
They're definitely not getting any lighter, bud. Should we just get them all in a pile there and then we'll pass them up?
That's what I was thinking,
between
yeah.
us. Here you go, pal.
Yep. Okay. Since they've got top and bottom written on them.
Bottom.
Oh yeah, well spotted.
Come on, you guys, I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. We are in a position to start putting this corniere back on here. What we are going to do is these two lines here represent the 6-inch or 150 millimeter timber wall that's going to go up through. When we've got all the corniere on here, we're going to put sheets of OSB and screw them down the sheet of OSB needs to overhang to this point here. We're going to have the wall come all the way up past the OSB. And then the insulation will go in between where the wall is, so we shouldn't have too much cold bridging there, or shouldn't have any cold bridging there. In order to find this length here, we need to take this point here and put a line, or in our case, we're going to use that rule there, and we're going to plumb it, which means we are going to level it across here. So it's going to be parallel, direct here. And then from this point here, we will take a measurement to those strings. And hopefully we're going to have the same measurement all the way through. And then we will cut them the same all the way through. If they're slightly different, we will cut them all individually to the right length. Right, we have 6 to cut at 2041.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We don't have microphones because we both forgot them, and so we left them here. Well, Ross took his home. I left mine here.
Yeah, so that wasn't a good start to the day.
It's not. It's just a little bit wet today, isn't it?
Yes. It's,
Yeah.
inclement, I'm afraid.
Yeah. This is
So
what
we're going to crack on anyway.
This is what we got done on Friday. Starting to look like a roof again. Now we are starting to put these little legs back on here, but we've got to take this off of here, and then we are going to stick legs through all the way through like there, with a string line to begin with. Right, let's get on and do it. It's so wet. Oh.
I forgot my hat today.
You forgot your hat?
I forgot my woolly hat, yeah. So that's a bad place.
I'll rub his head in a bit. Don't worry, everyone. It'll be fine.
It's on the hood.
not too bad, hey? I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers, all the regular subscribers, all the people that have sent us stuff through throne.com. You guys have really, really helped. Our monthly members on YouTube, thank you very much to you guys. Even leaving a like or a comment actually does help our channel. So thank you to all of you lot too. One other thing, I'm thinking of going to daily videos, so from Monday to Friday. I think it might help the channel grow a bit faster, which obviously we're doing very, very well, very, very happy. But the allure of shaving off the beard when we get to 100,000 is strong. Certainly, I know when I do it, I'm going to have like a ski mask of brown skin, and it's going to be lily white underneath here. I'd like to know you guys' opinion on that. Do you want to watch us 5 days a week? Obviously, the videos won't be anywhere near as long. They'll be, you know, between 7 and 15 minutes long, something like that, I would assume. But yeah, very interested to hear what you guys have to say. Anyway, it's time for me to go now. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like and subscribe as always, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.